Maybe you should have cut off a leg or something so you wouldn't have ever been war worthy again. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka GeekXX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to Vinland Saga. We are now on episode 2 of season 1, which is called Sword. And I believe that is what we saw at the end of the last episode. So yes, first episode was great. Good introduction of the world, introduction to the character of Thors. He is a badass who looks like he's trying to just live a peaceful life, but I have a sneaking suspicion that life's not going to allow him to ride out his days in solitude and peace. So I'm excited to see where this is all going to lead and what's going to kind of spark all the stuff we saw in the intro credits. So I'm ready to jump in. Let's do that. But just before I do, the reminder that if you'd like to be in the know when I drop these episodes, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now. Boom! Bums! I was going to say boobs, but it's a butt. Oh, y'all getting snuck up on. Oh, well, at least you died happy. Damn. Yeah, the Brits didn't really want y'all there. It seems vicious, but it's sadly it was a tit for tat because the Vikings did a lot of damage to English shores. Just gross though, either way. Damn! It's okay, boo. It's okay not to be a fighter. Holding the sword, though. Oh, because they don't fight? That's why the whole idea of Valhalla is kind of messed up. It's a good trade. Guess there's no Christians. Serious message. Oh, damn. So yeah, didn't I tell you, Thors just can't have a peaceful life, man? Why can't they go to the other side of the island with the slaves? How are you topless in this weather? Crazy people. Thor's past is starting to catch up with him. If they were going to do that, they would have done it already. Hiding? I'm just trying to live, bro. Yeah, make it quick. For a reason. How's that my problem? Dane law.
ここは北の最果ての小村だ。北海の向こうで大国同士が何をしようと関わりはない。
Good answer.
我が資料シグバルディの命令は全艦隊ヨムスボルグに集結せ。
Fleet?
例外はない。
We're a village.
トロルのトールズ。この度の戦。あなたも参戦するのです。
And if I don't?
この度のことは我が狩猟の恩人
Goodwill? Asking me to go die? I don't think so.
お代わりになられましたな、あのトールズ殿が。
Did he or did you just not pay attention?
子供の様子でわかる。繊細とは今日まで無縁だったのでしょうな。
Yeah, I don't think you have much of a choice. He's basically saying the village is gonna die if you don't come with us. Do y'all look like you're remotely prepared for battle? Well, if you're that strong, you shouldn't need to come from one man. No one cares. You have a master? Lame. Looks like you have time to run away? No, it's wintertime. Fool. No one's looking at Thor, the guy who's been to war. No one's looking at his body. That's why that Valhalla nonsense is just that nonsense. Look at him. Maybe you should have cut off a leg or something so you wouldn't have ever been war worthy again. As a Viking does. Yeah, unfortunately. His family we first. That's what I'm saying.
けじめをつける時が来たんだ。
He's not coming back. Okay, I'm starting to see what made him into a ragey boy in the intro now. That's a child. Are you okay, Thor's fan? Thor's got some anger to work out. He wants to go to war with Daddy.
でもまだ6つだろ ?4 つ5つ上の子たちに怪我させるた大したもんだよ。
I mean, that's not something to be proud of.
やっぱりあんたの血だよ。
It's really not what he wants.
あれおおかっけえぞあれ。
俺のも見てくれ。
None of you guys are making it back. Do not grab a real sword, please.
あんたみたいなちびっこが
Please watch him. He's about to get something he doesn't have any business touching. At 6. Where is your sister?
剣は人を殺す道具だ。お前はこれで。
Get the real questions answered.
チキ
Do you even know who the enemy is?
お前の敵は誰なんだ。お前に敵などいない。
Yeah, you're 6.
誰にも敵などいないんだ。
Deep, but true.
傷つけて良いものなどどこにもいない。
Bars. Unless I mess with you first.
だって父上は明日戦に行くんでしょ敵を殺しに行くんでしょ父上は嘘を言ってる僕にだってわかる
Both your kids are a handful, sir.
はい
あの子頼む。
She'll try, but that kid's very, very headstrong. Good luck. And his mom seems quite passive. He ain't sleeping. Or was he? I feel like that kid's gonna stow away. You better check that ship twice before you leave.
その酒樽は俺のもんだぞ。うるせえ。当たってから言え。
Yeah, they didn't really like Christianity much, the Vikings.
あんたらも一杯やらねえか
Damn, they all look constipated.
奴の船と積み荷はお前たちの好きにしていい。トールズを殺せ。
That's what I said. There was no way that the captain forgot about that. He wants him to show up so he can make an example of what happens when you leave. I think Thors knows that deep down, though. We did hear him say that they don't forget deserters, like they don't get over that. And the fact that they found him, I'm just wondering how, but I guess, I don't know, because back then it's like, that's a lot of, like Iceland to Norway is quite a ways, like especially by sea back in the day. And they were saying they were fighting a battle like in the North, that wasn't in the, was it in the North Sea? No, it would have been closer to Europe. So point being, I guess their thing is that they probably thought if they didn't find his body, maybe he didn't die. And he's a big guy too. Like, I think he's such a good fighter. They must have assumed there was no way that he went out without a fight or that they would have found him somehow. But there must have been names. My guess is we know that there's a traitor, right? Floki is a traitor. There's other people who've probably come and traded there, and a name like Thors is not one that's probably that common. So I'm fairly certain it was probably a grapevine thing where people was like, wait, you said there's a guy named Thors? From where? And what does he look like? And you know, how many guys named Thors that are hulking masses of men with dark hair and two little curly cues in the front must there be, right? So my guess is maybe either Floki's loose lips might have disclosed his location, or like I said, traders, or again, we don't know what's going on with that Halfdan from the other village. Maybe some of them were talking about him, who knows? But I feel like no matter how much a man like Thors tries to keep a low profile, I just feel like he's the kind of man that draws attention. And all the same too, because even though Thors wasn't like trying to flex his strength, I think that it's pretty obvious that he's strong, if that makes sense. Like when someone is very secure in their abilities, there's just a calm and a confidence around them that is gonna go noticed by people, right? So anyway, yeah, I said in the beginning of the episode that there's no way that this man's gonna get to live out his life in peace, unfortunately. The only way I think that could have happened is if he went further, like if he'd actually maybe crossed the Atlantic and headed into North America. Maybe that's some place he could have disappeared into, but yeah, I think he just found the closest place he could get to by sea, and obviously he probably met Helga and he tried to build a life for himself. But yeah, I really like that, the juxtaposition of showing the difference between people who've seen battle versus those who haven't, right? Like, of course, in Viking culture, fighting and battle was venerated, right? It's set up as this thing that everybody should want to do, but they've never been in it, right? All the people in this tiny village have never seen battle. They've never seen true carnage, whereas Thor is the only person who has, and possibly Floki. Yeah, because Floki was supposed to meet them in episode 1, right? So anyways, point being, they have no idea how horrible war is and how just completely traumatizing it is. And Thor's is one of the few people who does know, and that's why he doesn't have any desire to ever go back to it, why he doesn't encourage anyone to do it. And we see that, unfortunately, with his little son, he's very much absorbed in this culture of fighting and the idea of glory. And I don't think Thor's has sadly done enough to explain to him why it's not a good idea to want these things. And we see at the end there with his boy being so desperate to go with his dad into real battle that he grabbed a blade, and his dad basically was like, you don't have any enemies. Like, no one is worthy of killing. And I really like that he explained also to his wife, was it? That he, when he was younger, like, that was the work that he did. And at first, I guess he probably did enjoy it to a degree, but he's like, I just got to the point where I'm like, I didn't enjoy it anymore. And I didn't want to die like this. And so that's maturity, by the way. That's growth. Thor's grew. He recognized there was more to life than just going into one battle after another, that there isn't any true glory in taking the lives of people, many of them who didn't even want to be there, like how Thor's is being forcibly conscripted right now. Yeah, it's understandable that he just wanted to live out a life, have a normal life. He now has things that matter to him. He has a village he cares about. He has a family. So he doesn't want to risk his life anymore. So yeah, there's the juxtaposition. There's the moral issue that he has to deal with now, because he's been forced into this, which obviously this man, what was his name? No, that was Floki, right? Floki's, who am I mixing up? Who's the storyteller? Who's the guy in the ship again? Was it Floki? Look at my short-term memory. Hold on, let me find out. What's his name? Yeah, it is Floki. I'm sorry. I've been mixing up the Floki. I kept calling the storyteller Floki. That's not the, anyways. Bringing it all back. But yeah, Floki basically made sure to blackmail my man into getting him on a ship, saying that basically if he didn't get on the ship willingly, then he was going to take it out on the town. And obviously the people on those boats, that warship, they could make quick work of the whole village. So he put Thor's in an impossible position, right? Of course, Thor's is not going to risk everyone in that village, including his own family, getting killed for him. And he accurately said that he brought it there, right? He could have gone someplace where, he could have lived in isolation, truthfully. He could have found some place to live where people really didn't, he interact with anyone, no one had anything to do with him, but he allowed himself to have a life, and now, unfortunately, his past is catching up with him. So, yeah, and now we see here that, just like he was probably worried about, Floki does not actually want him to come back. He just wants revenge. He wants, as soon as the ship gets out there, he's planning on having these other men, I don't know, I'm assuming they're pirates, basically, go and take out Thor's and his crew and basically make it look like it was a battle thing. So yeah, I don't know if that's coming from the king or if that's a Floki thing. Either way, I have a sneaking suspicion my man's not making it out of this. And as I said, I'm starting to understand where the villain arc for young Thorfinn is going to start. So yeah, another good episode. It's definitely building a really great story. I'm interested. We got some great characters so far and I want to keep watching. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love and I will see you in the next one.